little bit different. Today I'm looking at this. This is the Rapoo XW180. It's a full HD webcam, so 1080p, 30 frames a second, H.264 encoding, and this really is a budget webcam. It retails at £40, but you can pick this up online for anything from about £25. So we're not talking about a lot of money for this webcam. Why do you even need a webcam these days? You know, most laptops have got webcams in, you can just use your phone or whatever. But there are numerous reasons why you might need a webcam. Firstly, if you're like me, and well, you can't actually, it's just off the frame here, but if you're using your laptop in a dock, then you might want to have a camera because the laptop's shut. So you can't use the camera on the laptop at that point. So then you need an external webcam. Secondly, better quality, more functionality through the software. A lot of the time the quality of webcams such as this is better than you might find on many phones or many laptops. Then you've got positioning of the camera. So sometimes, you know, your laptop is sat on a desk and it's not always the best place for the camera. You might want to have it set to one side or something like that. And there are a number of different reasons why you might want to use a webcam in 2021. And as I say, this is a budget variety. So I'm just going to have a little play around with this today. I'm recording all this on the webcam and I have tested this briefly before. From what I can tell, the audio isn't great on it. But what I want to say at the start is, for the money, I'm surprised at, firstly, the image quality of this, and secondly, you know what? The audio isn't too bad. I connected this to my work laptop earlier today, and I was on a Teams call and was doing just a little bit of playing around, just saying, you know, hi, how does this sound? How does this webcam look? And really, the quality is absolutely fine. The audio quality is fine, and I was doing comparisons, flicking between 3 different cameras, and absolutely fine. So for the purpose that it's intended, something like a conference call or a Teams call or a Zoom call or something like that, if you're going to be using it for that, it's absolutely fine. If you want to nitpick, if you want to start sort of pixel peeping like maybe I'm going to do a bit too much of in this video, fair enough, it's not the best webcam out there. Here's the box for the Rapoo XW180. All we get in the box is the camera, really, so not too much to add there. Bit of very small instruction manual as well, but nothing else other than that. So let's have a look at the camera itself. It's much smaller than I thought it would be, actually. It's quite a nice little neat size. As far as placing it on top of your laptop is concerned, or on top of your screen, you've just got fairly standard adjustment there, where it just kind of hooks on like that, and that's all rubber on the bottom there, and rubber on the bottom here. And you've also got a 1/4-20 screw in the bottom too, if you want to attach it to a sort of small desktop tripod or something like that. You've got your 2 audio inputs there, and then obviously the lens in the center. It does have those kind of like ridged rings around it, but they don't seem to be sort of in steps. They just literally seem to be around the lens. So I'm not sure if that's just more aesthetic than anything else. And fixed cable on the back. You can't take this out. You can't change this cable. This is fixed, going to a lead that's a little bit too short, probably about 1 meter, 1.5 meters, and just to a standard USB-A connection there. Something that's particularly good about this, which makes positioning it really easily, not only do you have, of course, the standard sort of fixture to put it on top of the monitor, but you've also got a sort of ball and socket joint on the top. So not only does the camera rotate this way, you can also, it's got a full kind of range of movement like that. It's hard to sort of see there probably a little bit, but you've got a full range of movement. So you can really get it into any position you want. You know, if you want to have it angled and downwards, you can, and you can put it in any position there, which not all webcams have, actually. A lot of them just, if anything, they just have the rotation in the kind of horizontal direction, and some webcams are really just fixed like that. So you kind of have to adjust them on this base plate here, which can get sort of unsteady pretty quickly. So let's just have a little play around with it. I can see, the reason I keep looking over here, by the way, is that I'm kind of monitoring. I can see myself on the screen there. I can see what's being recorded. So colors are reasonably good, I think. The skin tones aren't sort of perfect, but they're okay. It's maybe a little bit overexposed at this point. We've got some sunlight coming in the back of the room here. There's a lot of lens distortion on this. It's a pretty wide field of view, and with that comes lens distortion. As I kind of like, you know, you've got that really familiar look of a wide field of view where when you put your hands forward they just look huge, and that's very noticeable on this camera. And as you move to the side here, you have got a lot of distortion at the side of the frame, but again, sat in the center of the frame, it looks okay, doesn't it? So what I'm going to do now is so lighting wise, this is pretty much how I would use a webcam. If I'm on a call in the daytime, this is how I would use a webcam. So what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to close down lighting a little bit. So I'm just going to close up the blind here, and I'm going to just kill a few lights and see how well this performs in maybe less favorable lighting environments. Okay, so we've killed most of the light coming into the room now. I'm going to just drop off one of these lights here. Which one's that? Yeah, okay, so there's our background light gone. So we're starting to reduce the light level now. All I've got now is one fairly bright video light shining down in front of me. And again, it still looks okay, right? It doesn't look a bit pasty and starting to lose some of the colours. All mirrored. It's confusing me here. I'm starting to, skin tones are starting to go a bit weird and the side of my face there. But it's all right. It's perfectly respectable. I don't think the point I'm trying to make, you know, where I was testing it on the call before, is that if you were to use this webcam, nobody would question it and go, "Oh my God, why does Torsten look like that? He looks like what's he using there? He looks like he's using a webcam from 1985 or something like that." But let's now drop the light level further. And you can see as I drop it, you can notice the fixed exposure points bumping up, because these sort of cheaper webcams tend to have just very preset levels of exposure. So, you know, you'll drop the light down, it'll go bump, 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 and you can see it kind of pump up. I'll just demonstrate that to you again. So if I push this up like this, it adjusts. But if I drop the light level down, so I'm dropping it down, 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 and there we go, just saw a jump up there, down, and there again. Down, down, and you can just see the sort of incremental points at which the exposure adjusts. But let's kill this light completely now and see how well the camera performs. Now, we're not getting too much light onto the shot, but in reality, that's not a surprise because it's pretty dark in here now. I'm just going to drop this light off as well and see what we've got. So all I've got now on this shot is the light from my monitor and just a couple of these other coloured lights in the background. So let's kill that one as well. And yeah, it's really, look, I mean, this isn't great, but let's say it's pretty dark in here, right? It's really quite dark in here, and it seems, from what I can see on the screen, seems to be maintaining the frame rate quite nicely. And although the image is, of course, just completely kind of smeary now because of the noise reduction, you know, you can still read the detail. I can still read these fine details on the t-shirt and stuff. And honestly, the image looks pretty good. For the cost of the webcam, I'm quite impressed. Oddly, it's a Rapoo webcam, but it comes up as a Cybertrack H7. Don't know why. I don't know why Rapoo haven't changed the ID on the chipset of the kind of off-the-shelf webcam that they've decided to repackage. No idea on that one. It seems a bit odd. I mean, surely you would at least change the ID to be Rapoo XW180 or whatever it is. Strange one. But, alright, so there we go, just bumping that light on again. And where now I've turned it on again, you can see that it hasn't quite adjusted the white balance properly. I'm kind of left looking a bit strange now. The colours on that are a bit strange. I could probably fix that by putting this background light on again. Put this up a bit. Yeah, see, it's starting to the camera can now use this background as part of its white balance adjustment. So yeah, we've got back to a sort of pretty normal image now. Overall, yes, it's cheap. Yes, it's a budget camera and it's nothing special, but it works really well. It's got a USB-A connector on it. The cable can't be removed, which is something that I find on this Anker C300, much more expensive camera. On the C300 you can remove this cable from here and you can use whichever cable you want, and I find that really handy. I've just got a really short little GoPro cable in here at the moment, and I find that a really handy feature, but it's not common to see that on web camera, so I'm not going to mark this camera down because you can't remove the cable. It would just be nice if you could. The only other thing I would say about the camera is that well, two things really. It doesn't have any supporting software, which is good in some ways because it means you can just literally plug it in and you are good to go. There's no messing around. What you get is what you get, right? I mean, you can't tweak anything. You can't mess about. And that's good because, look, the results are okay. But the second thing is that the cable that comes off it's too short. It needs to be longer. I think it's about, what, 1.5 meters or something like that. So if you're needing to reach this across, my desk here is 1.8 meters wide. If I need to reach that cable across from this side of the desk to the other side, it's just not going to reach. You need on a webcam certainly a 2-meter cable or more, in my opinion. And that's kind of a bit of a downside because you can't change the cable. So you're a little bit stuck. But I think probably for most people's use, it's going to be okay. So let me know in the comments what you think. I know the audio probably doesn't sound amazing on this, but it's okay. I'm using it from a distance of about 30 centimeters at the moment. So I've got the camera sat on top of on top of a laptop here actually, and I'm just kind of got the laptop propped up slightly so it's at a sort of favourable angle. There's no autofocus on the camera. It's fixed focus. So if I hold up this box, oh, look, it's adjusting the white balance to the blue of the box now. Wow, you can see how quickly it adjusts though, right? I mean, it's considering that this blue on the box is white, so it's adjusting the white balance to match, and obviously it's going way off with that. But yeah, no autofocus. It's not pulling focus on that box at all there. Pull it away like that, immediately adjusts back, and you're left with a pretty decent image. So there we go. Yeah, just a quick look at the XW180 webcam, all filmed on the webcam. So what you see in this video is what you get from the camera, and what you hear in this video is what you get on the camera as well. Hope you found that useful. Let me know in the comments what you think about it. It is available, I think I saw this on eBay in the UK for £25. They had a reduction on it. You can get this in Currys in the UK for £40. That's the recommended retail price for the product. Yeah, I'm quite impressed actually for the cost of the camera. If you want to spend more, you will get a better quality image, and you will get the software that lets you tweak stuff and allows you to maybe use the camera in other applications, maybe better for sort of using it if you're going to do live stuff or live streaming and things like that. But for this type of work, someone who needs a camera to just plug into a laptop to do a call, it's a really good option. Thanks for watching, and I will put links to the product in the description, as I always do. But thank you. Use those if you want to support the channel. Thank you if you do, but it's up to you. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you soon. Bye bye.